Hello everyone, this is Highlander, and this is another MTGC custom Magic card review. This is another card by Dom Rocks, and here we have a card called Dwarven Collector. This is a 3 mana, 2/4. Okay, pretty good base stats. It's a rare Dwarf Artificer. It has imprint. When Dwarven Collector enters the battlefield, exile target non-token artifact. Okay, so already this is a pretty good card. Um, and you can tap it to create a token a copy of the exile card. Okay, this card is very strong. Um, 3 mana for a 2/4 is already. I mean, that's good stats. That's about on par, I would say, with like where vanilla creatures would be these days. I would say. Um, this one exiles a non-token artifact, and it could be yours or theirs. So it's even better if you exile theirs, right? Um, and this is a permanent exile, so this doesn't come back when this creature dies. You can pay 2 to create a token copy of the exiled artifact. Um, Interesting. I mean, this card is incredibly powerful. I mean, you could play it in your own deck, or excuse me, you could play it in a deck with artifacts and start copying, doing crazy nonsense with the copying. Um, you could play it against an opponent who has artifacts, and it's even better there because you get essentially an infinity for one, depending on how many times you activate this. And these tokens also stick around. Um, so, I mean, I like this card. Uh, I once again think the power level is a little high, probably for a rare on this one. This one could probably be a mythic. Um, and again, I this is similar to the last card that we reviewed, Graveyard Horde, where the idea of the card is great. Like, I don't have any issues uh, with the card design. I just think it's a little bit too strong. Um, yeah, I mean, it's hard to evaluate the strength of this card. So, I mean, obviously they can kill the creature, right? And like the fact that it is a creature means that there is a floor to this card, which is they can kill it. Of course, you've already exiled their artifact, right? So it's like, uh, so like, let's compare this card to, uh, let's compare this card to Ravenous Chupacabra. Okay, now this is a little bit of a strange comparison, right? Because one of them, this one only exiles artifacts, which which is definitely not as strong as being able to destroy any creature, right? But let's at least consider. Now, granted, this one's a rare and this one's non-common, so that's another thing to consider, right? This is 4 mana for a 2/2 that destroys a creature when it enters the battlefield. Okay. This is 3 mana for a 2/4, exiles an artifact permanently, so they can't get it back from the graveyard or anything like that. And you can pay to create a token every turn. So yeah, the power level is very high on this card. Um, I think if this were my card, what I would probably do is make this ability here cost X, where X is the cost of the exiled artifact. I think that would probably make this card a little bit more fair. Like, imagine. So again, I'm not a commander player, but I play a lot of cube. So like, imagine this card would be great in cube, by the way. This would be a great cube card. Um, like, imagine your opponent has like a Mirror Battlesphere, right? You play this and you exile their Mirror Battlesphere. They can't get it back now; it's gone, right? Permanently. Now, if your creature survives, every turn you can pay 2 and make a Mirror Battlesphere. I mean, that's super nuts, right? Um, yeah, I think making this cost X would probably make this card a little more fair. That being said, I like the card. I would say it's not quite as unique as the Graveyard Horde, uh, but but I still think it's unique enough. So yeah, I'll give this card once again a 3 out of 5. I think it's a little bit too powerful. I think I'm sure I'm sure there are other people who have different opinions on this about the power level of this card. Um, but yeah, I would say it's probably a little bit too strong. So I'll give this card a 3.5 out of 5. I should probably not do 0.5s, huh? Yeah, I'll give this card a 3 out of 5. Um, and yeah, once again, I think you can make this card a 4 out of 5 if it's just adjusted in some way. Again, there's lots of knobs you can turn on this card to make it sort of a little bit more fair. You can make the artifact come back if this creature dies. That's a really common thing in white. I know that's not common for imprint though. I think so. I see why you did that. Stats on the creature, because not only not only does this card do all this crazy value stuff, it also blocks really well, right? I mean, this card's also just good against an aggro deck. Like you play this against red, uh, it's pretty hard to get through a 2/4 if you're playing a red deck, right? Um, so yeah, stats, casting cost. You can make this like double white. You could make it cost 4. There again, all kinds of knobs you can turn on this. But yeah, overall, I do like the card. So that is my review of Dwarven Collector.